No experts, no insiders, just fans.
The longest running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
Music, please.
He's an angry elf.
Your mom goes to college.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Please, listen to my voice. Take it from the wise old Jew.
And welcome to Tuesday night. It is episode number 334 of the longest running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast. Brian, the Bionic Mark, is across from me as my co-host. What is going on, my friend?
Nothing, man. Making a rare Tuesday night appearance. It's nice to be here and nice to finally catch a little bit of the blue brand.
A little bit of the blue brand. Do you have any idea, are we live? Because it looks like we're stuck on freeze frame.
Let's see.
That's not even what you're wearing. You have a hat backwards. For those of you watching on YouTube, I hope that you can hear us, because we're definitely not the right video of it. So I'm assuming you can, because I just checked the volume. So technical difficulties aside, Rob didn't even set up the damn show. Let's put that out there right away. So no one could get here ahead of time. That's why it's all messed up. Juan is here, though, and says that he can hear us. Teddy's here. Bang Bus is here. These fans, some of them are perpetual bored people. I'm talking to you, Bionic Mark.
Yeah, I'm here.
They probably were just sitting there waiting for me, going refresh, refresh.
You're an egomaniac.
No, I think I'm right on the money. That's just my guess. I guess we've got some good stuff to talk about. I wanted to say something. And this is kind of weird before we start everything off. Kevin from Texas also joining us. Justin over on Twitch. This show, I think somebody, when they put it on paper, Brian, thought, oh my God, this is going to be a Smackdown for the ages. This is a go-home show that is the go-home show of go-home shows. This is the best ever on paper. And some of it had some good execution. Some of it didn't. But I believe that is where we're going to get all of our talk tonight.
What you need to make a good Smackdown is your 3 key ingredients.
Again, for our YouTube audience, sorry for the video. You still get to look at me and Brian. At least the angry elf is not on the screen there. Which is kind of good, because my co-host tonight can remember thoughts.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. It's much better than him.
Don't give me too much credit. Yeah, he's, I don't know, he's been pretty spacey lately, I gotta say.
Yeah, Stike Leather is late. Everybody's going to be late because, well, let's just face it. We didn't set up the stream for someone to join ahead of time. We need to start a foundation for Adam, Juan says. I think he's talking about me going to production school. Let me just clarify. Rob got a degree in the production side of broadcast. I got a degree in the journalistic side of broadcast. And I think, Brian, you were...
I have a video one.
Yeah. So I am not the technical guy. I know I'm a dick, and I say I'm the talent, but it truly is. I don't bring much else to the table in terms of skill.
Rob's got this real, like, Jimmy rigged. Like, this thing is, like, kind of, like, backwoodsy, I feel like. He just kind of has...
Do you remember that night we had a 3-minute episode and he yelled at us the whole time?
I'm trying to block that out still.
Okay.
That was a very emotional night for all of us, I think.
Yeah.
Especially for me.
Fucking
pissed.
Total kayfabe break. Key ingredients tonight. One night in Lana. Number 2, 2 heads are better than one. Number 3, recap page. That's a little play on words. Number 4, S&M with RKO. Number 5, predictions. Number 6, left out. We probably won't even talk about it.
Number 1.
Number 1, one night in Lana. So the reaction to Aiden's video, I got hyped. I liked the premise that he was recording himself rehearsing and Lana came in. But Brian, you and I said it immediately. It clearly, the tape just stopped when she said, I want you. She could say, I want you to kiss my feet. I want you to help Rusev win. I want you to get me a soda. I want you to turn the camera off.
I want you to go take a piss in the litter box.
Right.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm sorry. I can understand, as a man, that your blood would boil a little bit. But you would look over at your spouse, in this case, and she would say, the video is clearly edited and stopped. You need to watch the rest of the video. And let's put it to rest kind of right there and wait till we see the rest of the video.
Right.
Instead, she doesn't even say anything until they go backstage.
And I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself too, but I kind of will, just because it's a big deal. But then so that happened, but then later on they show the whole thing with them doing the mixed, what's it called? Mixed match challenge.
Mixed match challenge. Oh, they just steamrolled right over that,
right.
Brian.
Which kind of, going back and thinking about it, like it kind of just makes that whole angle just doesn't really matter. Since, I mean, they're still together, right? They're putting it behind them, so why should I care?
And you kind of segued this as a part of the topic, so I want to join in on this. The Mixed Match Challenge this year, or this time, because it might not have been a full year since they did it last time, this time around has totally invaded the main roster. It's totally invaded. You had a mixed tag match tonight between Almas and Vega, and on the other side you had Carmella and R-Truth. Last night you watched Bayley fight Alicia Fox with Jinder and what's his nuts, Finn Balor in their corners. They fought tonight in the Mixed Match Challenge. They obviously know it's going to happen. Why the fuck would you book this tonight? Literally right after the reveal. It's not even like it's tomorrow, Brian. It happened.
No, a few hours late. Yeah, I mean,
not even a few hours. I don't even think it was a full hour.
No, it's not. You're right. No, to their credit, they did acknowledge it at least, right? Because I mean, when we're skimming through it, we're like, oh my god, look at them, they're fucking together. So when we actually listened to what they said, they did explain it. So at least they're trying.
That's almost worse.
Yeah, you think?
It's almost worse, especially when the Fatus immediately after are like,
yeah,
hey,
that's true.
Our marriage ain't on the rocks.
Right.
We're gonna kick. I mean, like they kind of, when you're down, and they just rub their face. I mean, it was bad. I thought it was bad. This isn't a 5-second pose, Adam. The screen froze. Stike Leather, you're just catching up. Anyway, that Teddy, of all people, is the one who had to tell him that. Aiden did a, hey, Lana, check the tape. That's what Justin said. Did Aiden steal our bit, Brian?
Potentially. I'm interested to see how this actually kind of pans out. I mean, they did a good job with that, at least, kind of, planting the seeds for, at least we know that there's going to be a second part of the video, right?
Right.
I mean, that's got to be Lana's explanation, unless it's just.
But is this a cop-out to have that second part? It's so obvious. Well, so obvious that Captain Obvious just got here.
Hey, Rob.
No, Captain Obvious on the board, not Rob. Rob's
I thought he's Captain Obvious.
No, he's the angry elf. You know that.
I don't know. He's got new facial hair.
Hey, I got a question while he's here.
Yeah.
Rody Rob, heel or face, Brian?
Right now?
No,
or just
in general. Heel or face while he's here?
He's kind of like Roman.
What do you mean? Like
he's kind of like a tweener.
He's overbooked and under-earned? Is that what you mean?
He's a tweener.
Oh yeah, we don't have lights either. Well, we were on video.
Yeah,
pause.
we didn't have any video. That's why we waited.
Like it mattered.
We were like, we want to save, costs.
This is why
for, You Record Studios.
Yeah, this is why he is.
He's an angry elf.
Teddy says he's a bad heel.
Who, Rob?
Yeah.
Should we bring back RJ?
No, nobody wants that.
RJ Black?
Nobody wants that.
No.
Number 2.
Number 2. 2 heads are better than one.
Is that what you got?
Before I can't even talk about this topic without starting right with that spot, Brian. We brought it back. We called Kiera into the room to watch it. The roll away by Shelton was slower than even Dean Ambrose has ever moved. I love Dean Ambrose still, but I at least
know,
acknowledge
we know.
that he's a slow mover like you.
Yeah. Hey.
We know Daniel Bryan can't move in air. Who's at fault here? Is there not a design out here? Did one of them roll the wrong way or jump the wrong way, or is this just Shelton moves slow and bad coincidence?
He didn't move slow. He just moved to the wrong spot. You know, that's something that they have to work out before they go out there. And just from looking at it, kind of looked like I said, Shelton just rolled to the wrong spot. Daniel Bryan, I mean, they clearly collided. And not only that, but I mean, you notice the cutaway that right after that, they cut right to the Miz, and then it almost seemed like the Miz just kind of forced out some sort of kind of like big, I don't know, heel kind of promo on the fly almost. It seemed like it didn't seem like he was very prepared for like the extreme close-up that they put on him right after Daniel Bryan hit his head. I'm surprised that they continued the match.
Well, everybody, I think the Liv Morgan shit from whatever it was last week, they were much better prepared with production this time. I mean, somebody went in Miz's ear. Miz was having a natural reaction. I don't think he froze, Brian. I think he was concerned. We couldn't tell because he had sunglasses on, and I think the eyes tell a story, and I think that's why they went to him.
Sure.
He had the glasses on. Everybody else is like, and they're like, Miz, we need you to just start talking. Ref's got to check these people. Start talking for the television audiences. We got the cameras off them and only on you. Start talking. Like whatever it was in his earpiece.
And as that happened too, he just started talking about how Daniel Bryan is injury prone and he's not going to be able to last out there, which is kind of crazy that he just actually had what it seemed like a real injury scare like as that was going on. So kind of a weird moment, but he
not
seemed
far
to be,
from where he gave his retirement speech too.
Yeah, exactly. But he seemed to be okay. But even like when he did the whole thing where he jumps when he runs into the corner and does the backflip and then hits the rope. Even when he did that, he kind of looked like he was still kind of wobbly. Like he did the flip, but then he hit the rope and it almost looked like he tripped into the rope. And then
the landing looked weird.
Yeah, and even Shelton had to kind of force the clothesline so Daniel Bryan can duck it. It was kind of scary, man, watching it, honestly. And I'm surprised that they don't, after this, if he keeps doing that headbutt, I mean, regardless if he hits it or not, maybe it could just be a thing where a guy does move out of the way.
Yeah.
But that maybe he wasn't even supposed to hit him, and he still hit him in the head. So maybe this is a move that they got to tell him, like, look, if you want to stay out there, you can't do that.
Why can't you do a drop kick?
Even his drop kick,
but
though.
I'm saying a drop kick, he can come down and he can use his arms to kind of shelter his head. Because my thing was, yes, the heads collided, Brian, but the force of Daniel Bryan's body coming down when the heads collided had to have given him at least a little bit of whiplash.
Oh, yeah.
When you already have a horrible neck, that whiplash was probably worse than the potential concussion from the actual bump.
Plus, he took a couple German suplexes, too. And then he
landed
did the
real flat, too. He didn't have his head arched up.
The Hurricanrana in the corner, too, when he hit, it looked like he came very close to hitting the top of his head. If he might have hit
We didn't have the video technology over here to check it out, but I think that, yes, Brian, the crown of his head hit before his knees on the Hurricanrana. Man, I'm talking about this because he seemed off to me after that spot. I also think it's kind of unfortunate. I don't know if Daniel Bryan was supposed to jump right and Shelton moved to the wrong spot or the right spot, but it's kind of unfortunate. Shelton Benjamin started putting on some good singles matches. They took him off TV. They brought him back after a Twitter mention, and he got the W tonight. But the victory seems a little hollow to me after that. The board, by the way, is not even talking about this spot, which is shocking to me. That are we the only ones who noticed it, like slowed it down?
No, there's got to be stuff out there. Board. The fuck? They're very concerned about. Actually, no. Captain Obvious said that Rob is the Stephanie McMahon of MOWB.
Oh, so that's what they're talking about. And where's Medine? Excellent. Great
Where's
board.
Medine?
This is why the board will never be a co-host. And Juan says, I didn't even notice. So great. Thank you, Juan. Teddy says, 2 Stone didn't notice. Captain Obvious, I missed most of SmackDown Live. Sorry. So our board has apparently checked out on Tuesdays the way we have on Mondays. Usos just put Rikishi's glasses on Rusev for a dance. Rusev head kicked him. I Love the Syrup is talking about the Mixed Match Challenge. Nobody wants to talk about this topic, so
Number 3.
let's move on. Recap page. The show started off with a big, long recap of a discussion behind closed doors or whatever after last week when Samoa Joe went to AJ's house. By the way, Paige had to make sure she said, we dispatched authorities and Joe never entered the home. So they're like doing kayfabe within kayfabe upon kayfabe, and AJ's daughter's got the boogeyman, according to them. The point is they then brought AJ out on via satellite, from his house, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Why did Paige, before they brought him out, have a huge, long monologue about a discussion she had with AJ ahead of time? That doesn't make sense. They could have live via satellite played that conversation out between the two of them. Even the audience started to give the what chance to Paige.
Well, I think AJ mentioned it. He said that he wasn't there just because he said he didn't think he'd be able to perform. Right?
Which is
wasn't
fine.
Healthy enough.
Which is fine. But he was there in satellite. And my point is Paige opened the show with a 5-minute monologue about a conversation that her and AJ had in the past. Why didn't they just have it in the present? Because she very clearly says, I wanted to fire Joe. AJ told me not to.
Right.
He said, I'll drop the charges so that they're playing kayfabe into kayfabe and all that. Okay. It is what it is. Captain Obvious says, AJ's living room is very similar to Orton's living room from the past 2009, to be specific. Could that just be the same, green screen effect and nobody forgot to clean it? How can you believe Paige? No, I can't read that. Juan, damn it.
No.
Damn you, Juan. I started to read that. You almost got me in trouble. Let me collect myself and read my notes since Juan took me. Let's see. Why are the police involved? Kayfabe police at that. Joe's really crossing the line. Why is Paige telling us about a conversation? I already said that. Paige telling us a story. Bad booking. And the comment by AJ, I forgot to mention that. The comment by AJ. He is not leaving his house, Brian, until he knows Samoa Joe is on a plane to
Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Australia. That's like Commando. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, hey, we got to make sure he's on the plane. All right, now we can go tell our boss he's on the way. Like, I don't know. Something felt weird about the whole thing tonight.
Why? Just because they weren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a go-home show, man. You
Yeah.
can do whatever you want.
Joe is, press charges, but they're being dropped. Like, how many? I'm going to go off on a tangent that doesn't really matter. Stike Leather says, my power was out. The only thing I saw on SmackDown tonight was the ending of Bryan and Benjamin and what came after. Well, you missed the good spot.
Yeah, it's right when they come back from they weren't on commercial when they did the,
the
small
thumbnail.
picture.
As soon as they made it big.
How about the fact, though, do you like the fact – actually, let me start this. Let me start over.
Yeah, start over.
Let me start over. I do dig the fact that AJ is kind of saying that he like wishes that they don't fire fire Samoa Joe so that AJ can get his hands on him. I thought that's kind of cool.
It's cool, but it's been done.
Yeah.
It's not original. And the whole Uncle Joe is under my bed as the boogeyman that AJ, I don't know.
I feel like this is kind of like the premise of the new
family.
The new Halloween. Isn't that the whole gimmick with Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Doesn't she say, like, I wanted Michael to get out so I could be the one to kill him? That's kind of what AJ's doing. He's like, I don't want you to fire him so I could be the one to put him down under. Go grab your didgeridoo.
Yeah, he's never coming back.
Right.
By the way, that's the final note before we move on. He says he's going to bury him alive. That's not the right match.
Yeah, that's Taker's gimmick, man. Gimmick infringement. And he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Hey, did you happen to hear, this is kind of off topic, but not really. Did you happen to hear about the Undertaker and him doing that whole interview? No? All right, we'll have to
We'll save it for Mud Report.
We'll save it.
4.
All righty, number 4. S&M with RKO. Randy's a sadist. He doesn't even have a feud. Nobody's going on. He just, I'm going to attack Ty Dillinger. Ty Dillinger. why Ty Dillinger demanded this. Let me just sum up for you, Brian, because you weren't in the room when this all happened. It was quick, but you went to change. Ty comes to Paige. Let me just sum it up for you. Ty comes to Paige. I want Orton in a match tonight. Paige is like, you're dumb. That's it. But she granted his wish, and he had his fingers shoved through the metal turnbuckle thingy there.
Yeah.
It was a bad spot. Camera was in close. And
That's a shame.
Anyway.
What was the last time Dillinger was on TV?
I don't know. He's on there. He's on there frequently. He's on there pretty regularly, but not so regularly that he matters. Most times he's backstage, you know, over R-Truth's shoulder or something like that. I know you're not a normal Tuesday guy.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
I didn't really have anything to talk about with the RKO. I just put it on there because I wanted to make number 6 be left out. So let's go to number 5. Number 5 are predictions. Brian.
Yeah, Adam.
All seemingly tag matches last night got predicted by us. These are real matches. All of them one-on-one except for a tag match for the belts and one women's one. Let's start there. Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics. You give a shit? You want to pick a winner?
I mean, I don't not give a shit, but this isn't one that I'm kind of. No, you know what? I like all these girls. Never mind. I'm into it. This will be a good match. I'm going to go with Asuka. I think her and who is it?
Naomi. It doesn't matter.
Naomi? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. As long as Asuka's involved, it's going to be a good match. And Iconics, I'll be honest, I haven't watched too much of them since they've been on in the past few weeks, I guess. But I've always been a fan of theirs. So
last week when I wasn't here for the show, by the way, they're catching me up on the board. Ty got murdered apparently last week. Kayfabe. And then Justin says, so it's kayfabe into kayfabe into kayfabe. That means Gainesville Police wasn't actually called. It's like two negatives make it positive. I don't know.
True. Oh, and also that is true. They also have the hometown, I don't know if you want to call it advantage or curse, because WWE, we know how they treat people when they wrestle in front of their hometown.
But I think that curse only applies to a face. I know you don't know. I know you don't see heel face.
I don't.
Everything's gray
it's
to
like
you.
Colorblind, right?
Right. I know you don't see that way, but I think it's the heel that wins in their hometown, and it's the face that loses.
Yeah?
I think.
All right.
I think.
All right. Well,
I have, by the way, absolutely no facts or statistics of any value to base my guess here on. Good commentary.
So who farted?
Obviously, it was the burrito boy from last night who blew us out. We had to have Lysol.
Jesus.
The whole fucking time.
It's right here.
Yeah. Spray twice. Wipe and flush. I'm going to go with you, Asuka and Naomi.
Yeah.
Let's see. On the board, doesn't matter. Naomi and Asuka says, Captain Obvious, hometown wrestlers never go over in their hometown. My friend in Las Vegas for the fight, and I'm not. Teddy says, okay, Teddy, you live
Conor
a continent
McGregor.
away. He lives a continent away.
Are we going to do a prediction for that fight?
No.
Conor McGregor and Khabib?
We can save for Mud Report.
Right.
We got some good matches to go.
Yeah.
We started with shit. New Day Bar. Pancake Battle Royal.
Man, oh man. I'm going to go with New Day.
New Day.
New Day. I mean, you can kind of say that. No, you can't. Never mind. I was going to say you can kind of say that Cesaro and Sheamus are like kind of hometown, but they're not at all.
Yeah. Conor McGregor's going down like Ronda One says. New Day's my pick. It's Stike's picks. It's Bionic Mark's pick. It's Brian's pick. It's everybody's pick.
Now I'm two entities?
What?
You said it's Bionic Mark and Brian's pick?
Yeah.
As my voice cracks?
Yeah. The Rock talked in a third person. You could make Bionic Mark a third person that you talk about too, just like we do. 3 more matches. I'm going to start with Becky and Charlotte. Do you think they let Charlotte touch the record? By the way, 7 times she's tied with Trish, 2-belt era to 1. But if Charlotte wins again, she'll be 8. No tie like Cena and her father. Like, she will straight up hold it already It's too soon. She can't win Saturday.
No, I don't think it's going to happen Saturday. I think they're going to wait, and I think maybe at Evolution she'll break it. I feel like that's like a fitting place for it. Plus, it's Nassau fucking County, Long Island, New York, brother, right next to Hofstra University, my alma mater.
Is that where it's taking place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with Becky. Juan and Captain Obvious and Stike, same thing. Captain Obvious says Bar wins only if Mr. Bootyworth turns heel. I don't even think he's there. That poor kid was just out there to not say anything. He might not have even known what was going on. He looked so uncomfortable. He really looked awkward the whole thing. Becky and Connor win on Saturday. Teddy just picking all the Irish people. Yeah, you freaking homer. Didn't he call Rob a homer for wearing a Panthers jersey a couple weeks ago?
He did.
Now he's, everywhere in my country is my home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from across the pond it is, but you can't just pick all of them.
No.
I also like Lucky Charms. Shut up, Teddy. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. This is huge, Brian. I don't even want your answer yet.
I didn't want to give it to you, so keep going.
It's for the number one contendership.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have AJ and Joe, which is for the title. Face and heel matchups in each. I don't know which is going to be on the card first because AJ never gets the main event. Maybe he will, but no, there's a 6-person tag match with the Shield, so they're going to be the main event. But whichever match goes first, I feel like it reveals the finish to the other. Meaning that if Miz beats Daniel Bryan, then I think AJ beats Joe to set up face heel, and then you also have the leftover remainder of Bryan and Joe. If Joe wins, then Bryan wins, so again, face heel. I think no matter what, AJ is fighting Miz after this for a little bit, and Bryan is fighting Joe. I just don't know where the title is. Now I want your predictions on both, Brian.
All right, so let's start with let's do AJ first.
Okay.
AJ Joe. So, I'm gonna go with AJ. Although, so I don't want Daniel Bryan doing a.
Do you agree with my formula, or
little
can
bit,
it be
a little bit,
Can
a
it
little
be
bit.
face and heel?
I don't think it can be face. I think you're onto something that, obviously one match will kind of lead to the other. But do we know for sure that they're going to be working together afterwards? We don't know that.
I think eventually Bryan and Miz, after this number one contender match, will take a brief hiatus because it'll focus on the belt and the other number one contenders. Joe and AJ will get in the mix, and it'll be more like a foursome as the bookings go. And then when Rumble comes around, it will be them starting to fight over the belt, and it may go all the way to Mania.
I don't want to see Daniel Bryan in a feud with Samoa Joe. I'm not saying that.
You don't think the matches would be good?
I think the matches would be outstanding, but I don't want to see.
He's not going to pull a Tyson Kidd.
I just don't want to see. You don't know that. You don't know that.
He's got to be safe.
Knock on wood, but I mean that's the thing though. Joe's matches are very hard hitting, and they're very. You use the term snug. Can you do that with Daniel Bryan in the shape that he's in right now? Especially after we had the scare tonight. Let's see how he kind of recovers for the rest of the week and if anything else comes of it. But I don't know. For me, like to see Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan,
it's a fair take.
I don't want to see that, man. Just because I like watching Daniel Bryan wrestle and I don't want to have anything happen to him. Plus, that kind of means that we won't really get a real Samoa Joe match if he's not really kind of laying it in or doing, wrestling his natural style. I think he might have to change it a little bit, and it could take away from the match. Just my opinion.
Captain Obvious says heel versus heel. You couldn't find a movie on a movie channel, no commercials, hashtag Roddy Rob said. No, I'm pretending that those commercials are sponsors.
Yeah.
And Stike says, here's this one. You could have Joe win the title, face Daniel Bryan, then Miz screws Bryan. They have a triple threat. Miz wins the title. Oh, here's another one.
Miz wins the title.
Same exact scenario. By the way, okay, if Miz or Bryan wins and AJ loses, AJ has a rematch. He could turn that into a triple threat. The other one could get added, and it could become a four-way going into Survivor Series. The point of all this is, Brian, because I could sit here and literally rattle off.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways they can go with it.
That's the point.
And that's great, though. That's awesome.
Right?
It makes us guess.
What does Raw give us? Nothing like this.
Oh, God, no. It gives us fucking the mayor of Knox County and the guy with the weird hair extensions.
Did they? Yeah, I guess they booked that, but I mean that really feels like anybody's brand. So who's your picks?
My picks. All right, so AJ, Samoa Joe. I'm gonna go with AJ. I'm gonna go with AJ. And Daniel Bryan.
I'm going with Joe, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saucy.
I'm going with Joe, and I'm going with Daniel Bryan because he's lost constantly. At some point, for this feud to have some legs, he's got to get on the scoreboard. I think
That's true.
He's 0-3 or 0-4.
Something like that. He's lost a lot of matches with
coming out of retirement. He's 0-3 or 0-4, depending on if you count Maurice's victory. In the intergender match, Maurice pinned Brie,
and plus Big Cass. Can't forget about him.
No, but that doesn't count in this rivalry.
I know.
He didn't count at all.
Big Kaz, sorry. Or Big C. What does he go by now?
It's Big C. The Big C. So I'm going Daniel Bryan because I think that's how Miz screws him over. Won't let him get the title. And Teddy says Walking Dead is back Monday. Nope. It's back Sunday. You're in the wrong country.
I think Miz is going to win.
Miz is going to win.
Yeah. I think Miz is going to beat. I don't think it's going to be clean, but I do think Miz is going to win.
So you and I are picking vice versa. I'm picking Joe and Daniel Bryan. You're picking Miz and AJ.
Well, I just think that with Daniel Bryan, I think that they're still going to kind of hold him back. I think that eventually he's going to get on that WrestleMania. He's going to be wrestling for a title at WrestleMania for sure.
Brian, no hate. That's why I love Tuesday nights because it could go either way.
Right.
I don't have a dumb comeback against you going, are you fucking kidding me? There's no way, Miz is going to win. There's no way AJ is going to win. I don't know. It's not as easily booked as when Jinder Mahal, you're like, he's fighting Roman. He's not going to win. Jinder Mahal's not beating Roman. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. And, of course, Captain Obvious wants to go one more prediction. I'm going to go wild card here. Say main event for WrestleMania is going to be Joe, Bryan, Miz, Styles, Fatal 4-Way Ladder. Too predictable. I could see that being the blow-off at Rumble. You're not going to do that. You don't do a ladder match for your big belt at Mania. You don't. You could at Rumble because so many other guys are tied up in the Rumble event itself. And the losers of said ladder match could always jump back in the Rumble. Imagine that. Imagine if what Captain Obvious says, all four of those guys in a fatal 4-way ladder match at Rumble. Miz loses, or Miz wins, Daniel Bryan loses, and then Daniel Bryan enters the Rumble later that night to become the number one contender and goes to Mania. That's a great way to extend the feud.
I just think having a ladder match.
You're just having a ladder match through my feud extension there.
No, I wasn't listening.
Okay, listen. Yeah. Imagine if they did this fatal 4-way at Rumble.
Okay, go on.
As the blow-off to get Joe and AJ out of the picture. And Miz wins. And then later that night, Daniel Bryan enters the Rumble, wins to set up them at Mania again. So it's a good feud extender that they could be involved in stuff like that. I don't know. It's more exciting than anything Raw is doing.
Yes, that is for sure.
Number 6, left out. That was the topic we were going to talk about. Becky and Charlotte on, and, we don't have 6 topics.
We kind of talked about it, though, didn't we?
Smackdown presents.
Wow, wow, wow.
And glorious.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Teddy says, I'm thinking too far ahead. You know what, Teddy? I'm thinking you're thinking too far behind. When the future gets here, Teddy, and becomes the present, you will not be ready. Brian, I'm going to let you kick it off with the Good Award.
My Good Award is for Aiden English.
Aiden English.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging this whole kind of
ding.
Thank you very much. I'm digging this whole thing that they've got going on. This little rift between him and Rusev and Lana. And it's cool because, like I said, I've been watching Raw a lot, and I'm just kind of brainwashed by that all those shenanigans going on. So it's nice seeing a newer star actually work, in a story that's kind of interesting.
And
it's different.
And think about they're more than ever in the landscape of WWE, there's a ton of married couples. There's Candice and AJ. What? There's Candice and AJ. There is, of course, the Fatus. There's Lana and Rusev. There's others that I'm forgetting. Miz and Maryse, Brie and Daniel. There's a lot of couples. Even
Zack Ryder and Emma.
Yeah, even that aren't married. No, that's old.
John Cena and Mickie James.
Again, you're even way older. Okay.
Batista and Melina.
Stop while you're ahead.
Tammy Sitch and the 1993 to 1995
roster.
WWE roster. Sorry, I got carried away.
My point is this is a rift that you didn't necessarily see coming. You know, by doing it this way, it creates a new layer of the rift, but a lot of couples are doing this angle. Don't forget, on the same show, Joe is trying to put a rift between AJ and his family, his wife.
He's a Jesus guy. He's not going to do anything.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
My point is they're able to do this marriage storyline breakup thing multiple times in different ways. From Ciampa with Gargano and Candice to Joe and AJ and Wendy to Aiden, Lana, and Rusev is my point. And my good award is that the Bionic Mark is on a Tuesday.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
Oh,
good on the board. Justin says Aiden English. Teddy says good. Adam turns down. Oh, Adam. Wait, what?
Yeah, Adam Page turned down a WWE contract report.
Who's Adam Page?
Oh, God. Bullet Club. Hangman Page.
So did Marty Scurll, I heard. But his woman's working with us. Good Aiden English for Stike. Chiefs are 4-0, baby. I didn't know Captain Obvious was from Kansas City. Sucks to be him. Good. Connor loses again, goes into rehab, never wins ever again. That's from Juan, starting to trouble with Teddy. Let's go on to the bad. I'll kick it off because none of my terrible co-hosts decide to ever RSVP or show up or probably ever even listen to this. Medine, Kevin, you know who you are. Bad award, the New Day bar segment. I would have much rather, and I know he's not a wrestler, I would have much rather they go after Mr. Bootyworth than just pour batter on him and fuck the whole ring up. Sorry. It didn't do it for me, dog. What do you got, Brian? That's for me, by the way. Yeah.
My bad award is that Daniel Bryan and Shelton Benjamin collision, because that really startled me, man. This guy is on such a short leash when it comes to injuries, and I know, hey, accidents happen and stuff, but that's one of the ones that, you know, not a lot of people notice. I don't think it would really.
Nobody on our board noticed that. I don't know how many in our podcast audience noticed, but we noticed it instantly.
Yeah, I mean, it's, man.
I didn't even have to point it out. You walked out of the room, I rewound it, and you saw it. Oh, my God.
Oof. It's still real to me, damn it.
It hurt. It really did hurt.
Yeah.
Bad on the board. Stike says Susan G. Komen segments. Listen, Rob kind of alluded to this, I think a couple weeks ago on Rawsome, but these segments should be behind closed doors, separate media. If they want to show a quick promo, that's fine. And I say this, my mother is a survivor of breast cancer, going on, I think, 6 years strong in remission.
I didn't know that.
Doing very well. So I say this as a person that is directly affected without actually having the breast cancer myself. Everybody's aware. Put some research behind it. Put some money, somewhere else. Use these ads as little spots, 30 seconds. Don't milk the shit out of it for a month. WWE treats charity organizations like they do gimmicks and runs them into the ground to where you don't want to hear it anymore. I cannot watch an ASPCA commercial, where they say send money to help the animals. I can't do it. Okay, you want to talk about mental breakdown and anguish for me watching those commercials. So much so that as a result, a former artist I liked, Sarah McLachlan, I can't even listen to anymore because then I start picturing all the damn sad dogs from the commercial. WWE does not need to milk these things so much. I am fine if they want to take one segment for 10 minutes a month and then do a 30-second spot. But this is just like their Black History Month, their the
careful,
the Hispanic. No, I'm saying every year it seems they give it to the same 4 legendary black wrestlers, or they acknowledge like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. Let's educate some people beyond like other things if you're really going to do something like this. And I'm sorry, how many times has Ultimate Warrior's wife come out? Like, same thing. There's other stories to acknowledge is my whole point. There's other things to tell. They run the same one into the ground with all of their stuff. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so.
They should send Susan G. Komen to the PC, maybe repackage her, send her down to NXT, do something?
No, I mean, like, okay, take the NFL. You watch a commercial for Susie G. Komen, the exact same charity. A football game is about 3 hours, so is Raw. Same probably amount of commercials. I don't know. I'm guessing. There's 1, maybe 2 commercials of Susie G. Komen. There is a ribbon on the field. There's a ribbon on the jerseys. There's no part of the game that is devoted to honoring or whatever. There may be something. There may be something at halftime.
The players all wear pink.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But
you mean there's nothing else like right. Okay,
they're not taking any production time.
Right.
They are wearing pink and doing a symbol. Wearing the yellow ribbon to acknowledge fallen soldiers. Wearing a ribbon is something small and whatever, and I'm fine with that. They're not stopping the game in between plays to cut a promo from the sideline about the foundation. They're wearing pink socks. They're showing their support. I'm saying I think the NFL does it better than anyone. It doesn't disrupt anything the way the NFL does it, and it does truly garner awareness without really doing anything. It really look, they're wearing pink socks and they have a ribbon and they put a ribbon on the field. Yeah, I'm all for it.
A little bit of it too is, well, I mean, I guess the Connor's Cure thing, not so much the Susan B. Komen thing, but having the kids come out there and kind of be on the ramp and be out in the ring in front of the crowd and stuff.
We talked about that. They should have met the wrestlers though behind
backstage.
Sure,
keep it back there, and they do that. They do that. Let's be real. But
I love giving, and by the way, that I think is different, Brian. Giving the kids their moment to come out, giving those moms a chance to be up on the stage and come out and whatever. Then cut to commercial. They can do all the hoopla. Think about. Again, back to sports. Think about how many freaking sport, whatever, halftimes have never made TV. There's a reason. They can do whatever they want to the home audience or to the audience there that they have live, and the home audience gets to watch something else. Juan says NFL makes millions from Susan B. Komen. Yeah, but that's good. For the cause, I'm all for it. Whatever. It's different.
So Connor and Susan should have a loser leaves town.
Captain Obvious says I'm preaching truth.
I mean, you are and you aren't. I think it's.
I'm on to some things. I'm on to a discussion.
You are. Yeah, I think there's a happy medium, and right now.
Do you agree though that NFL kind of found a happy medium a little bit, more so than the WWE?
Yeah, I think all the players wearing all the pink and stuff. I think is. I don't want to say it's overboard. I think maybe if, like you said, maybe if they had the sticker on their helmet or whatever, that's good enough. That's good enough for me. It doesn't. You don't have to go overboard or crazy with it, but yeah. I mean, having an entire segment every week, it's a little much.
Every week. That's my point.
Yeah.
If this was just the first time, this is this is the whole month, right?
It's a whole month. Yeah.
So this is like week, I didn't even watch last week because I wasn't here, but this is like the 7th time I've seen it in the past 4 weeks because I missed one show.
Well, no, the Susan B. Komen thing, they do that October, right? Don't they just start it now?
I thought, shit,
right?
I don't know. So they've already just started.
Breast cancer awareness. So
I don't know. Started. Is this like that's the other thing? Latinos get a half a month. You ever seen that? They get like the middle of I thought it was September to the middle of October, but you're saying that's the exact same time as Susie J.B. Komen? I don't know. Everything. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Ninja, please.
There you go.
Let's just move on.
Yes.
Glorious award for me. I forgot we were even in awards. Becky's promo and that poster that she had. I know we didn't talk much about it, and I was playing games with the left out. I want to talk about it here, Brian. Becky is absent. Now, I know she's playing the character of Charlotte gets everything over me, and they're flowing with that. But Becky's not in the poster for Super Showdown, and she's a champion. other people that are not even wrestling or even booked on the card, Brian, are in that poster.
Like who? Name them.
I'll pull the poster up, but don't you think that there's a problem?
Yeah, you should have your champion on the fucking promotion on the flyer
on something,
sure. Somewhere, anywhere.
Not featured, literally not featured. So I just want to do that to stall Rob, who keeps coming to interrupt the studio. All right, let me read all these people that are not booked on the showdown that are in the poster. Number 1, Bray Wyatt. He's not booked. He's not on the card. Carmella, not on the card. Sasha Banks, not on the card. Finn Balor, not on the card. Bobby Roode, Nakamura. Let's see, Nia Jax, Asuka. And the rest of them are. So how many did I name there? I named 1, 2,
several. Let's go several.
3, several?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people on the poster that aren't featured there, and you're missing a champ. Becky Lynch is onto something. I know she's saying what social media is saying.
Yeah,
but she's right.
Do you think they're doing it just for the gimmick? What if they told her, they're like, "Hey Becky, we're gonna do this on TV, but we're gonna leave you off of the flyers so that this makes sense when you cut this promo in fucking where were they? Portland?"
There are 5 women on here that are not on the show. The other women's champion is, and Charlotte Flair is her number 1 contender.
I don't know. It could be
storyline. If this was planned out in advance, amazing.
Right?
Great job.
I don't think it was.
It wasn't.
No, it definitely wasn't.
This is a happy accident that she called their asses out on.
Yeah, hopefully.
And they're like, fucking run with it. That's a great angle. Look, yeah, we didn't put them in there. They got all 3 New Day members in there. Nope, but not that. Finn Balor. This looks more like the mixed tag match promo poster. Just saying. Glorious Fabulous Truth for Stike Leather. What was yours, Brian?
My glorious, creepy Randy Orton. This is one of the things I haven't really seen too much of it, but I dig it. I keep hearing about it. I can't wait until he's like in a full on.
Did you not watch the Hell in a Cell match?
When he twisted Jeff Hardy's ear and all that shit.
All that shit, dude. There was a lot more than just all that shit. That was a brutal match.
I'll have to rewatch it.
Yes, you really need to. You're a terrible Bionic Mark sometimes.
I am. Lately, I am.
Justin says, glorious Becky Lynch. Let's go on, Brian. Creative fail. I'm going to kick this one off. Specifically, it's the mixed matched main roster bleed over challenge. Why is this? I was fine last year when they cut promos. Why is the mixed match challenge being booked as alternate matches on the regular main roster? Furthermore, you have Rusev fighting in a mixed match challenge tonight after he finds out that his wife may be a whore who cheated on him. And he's like, hey, I got to go tag with her now.
But we got a match. Yeah.
And even worse, by the way, I don't know if you noticed it. Maybe this is another one of those things that only I caught, but I'm sure you caught it. The Vega Almas versus Truth and Carmella match. You have a mixed tag match. Okay, they did a huge spot for a hot tag.
Okay.
Why? As soon as I tag my female partner in, no matter what, the opposing female partner is the legal person in the match. So why is there a hot tag?
Well, did she run into the ring?
No, they both males were crawling away from each other, hot tag style, in a race to tag their teammate,
so that the girls can come in, right?
But whoever wins the race, no matter what, they both come in. Is my point.
Oh, yeah.
So you're setting up what should be a dramatic spot in the match.
That's one of
it has no drama element.
No, you're right. You're right. That's one of the faults in the booking for that because. Yeah, you're right. You can't have any intergender. They can't touch. They can't be in the ring at the same time. So,
it's not even like two fresh guys come in and battle. Like
Andrade, he should have just like started crawling and then realized that, and then just lay over and like do his whole fucking tranquilo.
Yeah, and
thing.
Just wait. They should have played into those rules. Instead, they were exposed. No. So that's my creative fail.
That's a pretty good one. That was very deep. I'm very impressed.
Maybe I should be the bionic Mark. Wait, I'm not bionic.
You're not?
No, I'm just.
I thought your knee.
I'm this smart with my knee.
Yeah?
I replaced my ACL. There's no metal. You got metal in you,
It's
buddy.
actually ceramic.
Oh, tomato.
No.
Give me your fucking creative fail other than this.
Mine was
ceramic body parts.
Yeah.
When you should have gotten cybernetics.
Cerammark.
Okay.
Using the old HBK graphic to promote Super.
So we have to change the graphic to Cerammark.
Yeah, Superstar Shakedown Showdown Didgeridoo dungeon.
Shawn Michaels getting his hair back
from I don't know. That looked from 2000. That looked around Flair era.
Okay,
like during Flair's retirement match. That looked like that HBK that he used in the picture.
No.
Triple H had his short hair. Taker, you can't really tell. Kane looked the fucking same. But HBK, they why use an old picture?
Well,
I get it, but come on.
What was funny to me is it was so old, Brian, that
don't go there.
His eyes weren't messed up yet. The guy had an injury. I'm not picking on anyone with a lazy eye, and he actually has a very justified mountain excuse for it, because of the Geratron 5000 glass piece or whatever that went into it.
Right.
He's got a legit whatever. But they went back. They not only gave him his hair back, they gave him his body from 15 years ago, which, by the way, his arms don't look terrible.
No, he's got some big arms.
And they
got a hunt.
They gave him his old eye back.
They gave him his old eyes. Well,
it was weird.
You brought
it up.
It's supposed to be a throwback, so I understand it, but they should just use purple Undertaker and use burn face Kane with no mask and just kind of really throw it out there. Use the Triple H with the flat iron kind of feathered hair and the Lemmy beard. Just get all different random eras of wrestlers.
Stike says creative fail, New Day bar segment. So that was my bad award. That's his fail. Creative fail, the Susie G. Komen 15-minute waste. That's for Justin. Creative fail, Captain Obvious is saying it because Anaconda Vice is on his honeymoon, but no sanity. Again, no sanity. There was no knock either. Now, here's the thing. We talk about this all the time. You can have nobody on for a week and then bring him back the next week. No sanity. I didn't watch last week, Brian, but if they weren't on last week, it's over a month since we've seen sanity. What are they doing with him? He doesn't have a feud going. Nakamura's hit the wall. By the way, Nakamura's a champ. That's from Juan. Why is he not doing anything? So that's creative fail for Juan because Knox not even wrestling. Maybe they throw an extra match in later in the card. Let me look.
Is he going though? Why?
Surely, if they're making a tour of it, everybody's going, whether they're wrestling or not. They have currently, they have 10 matches on the card already. The problem is, Brian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those 10 matches are tag matches, 3 of which are 6-person tag matches. That's just horrible. LOL.
Oh, we got a late creative fail from Teddy. It says no Medine.
No Medine. No, Medine doesn't even RSVP. I don't know what the hell's going on. You can talk shit about him, though, because he probably is not listening. That'd be funny if he tried to call in right now.
Right.
But there's no phone line. My LOL, besides that, is the flour from the pancake nonsense that somehow managed to stick around and attach itself to Shelton's face like an hour later, it seemed like, because it just hung there. That's my LOL. Brian, yours?
No, you know what? I don't have one. Pass.
Stike says he thinks they're saving Knock for Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel.
Why?
And what the fuck, Stike? Saving? So does he have a spoil date?
Right, and they never really had like
nobody wants to see him wrestle somebody like Rey when he's been off TV consistently as a champion. LOL, Graves wanting more of One Night in Milwaukee. Yeah, my title was One Night in Lana. Because Triple H and Undertaker need an extra 20 minutes to fight. That's what Captain Obvious says in response to why Knox not on the card. I have no idea. Did you give your LOL? Did I just steamroll it?
No, I don't have one. So I'm just gonna say I don't have one.
Good luck and God bless.
Yeah, that was great.
That should happen.
That shit did happen, Bob.
It did.
Oh, you know what that means?
Yeah, you sent me something we can talk about that's different from last night.
Well, we got to start with the big one.
Does it have to do with collar and elbow?
It does not, but we should talk about that. Hey, if you go to NinjaPleaseBrand.com right now, you can save 10% on your entire fucking order.
How the hell do I do that?
That's right. You type in the code marked out, all caps lock, no spaces, marked out at checkout, and you can save 10% on the whole thing. And they will usually run deals and stuff, and you can use the code on top of that. They just released their fall lineup stuff. There's a Dusty Rhodes T-shirt that they just put out. I think there's like an old UWF logo
and
one.
you guys can make us look like big shots by using this code. Buy a lot of stuff. Helps support us and our brand.
It's Al Snow's brand. He's great.
Yeah, but it also helps the Marked Out brand.
It does. It
helps us grow a little bit, and it takes advantage of a good sponsor that we've got working alongside of us. So why not? What's your mud report now?
Well, the big one
established how to replace Kevin's wardrobe.
Yeah, the big one coming out from yesterday was Neville, aka Pac, making his return to the ring.
When everybody first started texting me that, I thought X-Pac made a return.
X-Pac. He should just go by like EX space PAC.
Well, his name isn't Neville, obviously.
No.
Is why he can't use that.
Yeah, no. He's going to be working under his old name, Pac. Capital P, capital A, capital C. Just one word.
Okay, after Tupac, the rapper, after X-Pac, the wrestler.
Six-Pac. He was also Six-Pac.
Yeah, he was also six, so that made sense.
He was six.
But, why on earth would you go with something so close to somebody else?
Oh, that was his name before he went to WWE. So
but there's no way it was his name before.
No, not before X-Pac.
Exactly.
No.
Sean Waltham is fucking couldn't go if he wanted to in the ring right now.
Right.
So and Neville's not that old. Where Neville would have had to have been young. Did he just pick it in honor? Did he train him? Is there something that we don't know about? Because
no, I got to be honest.
Like a weird choice.
No, I don't know where he got the name from. He does go by the man that gravity forgot. So you could say you can be like
the same moniker.
Yeah, the man that WWE forgot. Or
I like that one better.
But after nearly a year away from the ring, he returned yesterday at the Dragon Gate show inside at Tokyo.
What is Dragon Gate? For those like me that have no clue.
It's just a big.
I'm not asking for our audience.
No,
I'm asking for myself.
It's an independent promotion. They're ran in Japan, but they also had there's a Dragon Gate brand in the U.S. too. So they kind of have shows back and forth. But a lot of guys used to wrestle there, like Gargano, and from like.
Is it like an OVW outside of the U.S.?
I wouldn't say it's not really OVW because they're not affiliated with.
No, but WWE. I know but I'm saying a stepping stone tier more than promotion.
A little bit, but there's a lot of guys that wrestled for them. Apollo Crews, he was a guy that was there.
There are a lot of guys that wrestle for a lot of other small promotions.
Sure.
My point is it booked as a stepping stone promotion on your way to a Ring of Honor type level?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, a lot of Ring of Honor guys have come from Dragon Gate. Yeah, okay. So it's like a little step below that.
Okay. That's what I was asking. Not necessarily a farm system like OVW used to be or NXT is now.
No, but he was a surprise partner in a tag match that happened, and he won he hit the move, the Red Arrow. That was his finisher. And Dragon Gate was a company that he used to work for.
And the pop he got. That was what I was listening to in the clip that you sent me, Brian. I don't know if we can share it later on Facebook for everybody to do if you have still access to it. But more so than the moves or the look, to see that he was back and looked great and stuff like that, was the pop of that mystery opponent that comes out. It's got to be like a make or break for your own confidence, that moment. When you are the mystery partner and you come out and everybody does not pop, like I feel like you failed as a wrestler.
Yeah, but this was kind of a softball. Like he was a mainstay there before WWE, so obviously the crowd was going to remember him, and he's a guy that.
But remember,
even though he's been away,
it was going to be Dean, and then we thought, if they bring Jason Jordan out, he's going to get shit on.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was neither. But
right.
Even if he's a mainstay, that's a huge recognition. I mean, here's another guy. You brought this up multiple times on a speed round. Who could benefit more by being outside the WWE? Not monetarily, because obviously WWE is going to be king for money. But Neville's a guy that could make some waves if he were to work with Bullet Club guys.
Oh my God, seeing him in Ring of Honor or whatever, or even going back to PWG, like, whew. But he's locked in for their next event on November 6th. So I mean, if you're a Dragon Gate fan or even a Neville/Pac fan, I mean, check that out because man, he aligned. I mean, he's getting right back into the mix. It's not like he came back to a hero's welcome. Obviously, they popped for him, but he's going in full-fledged heel. He aligned himself with a heel faction. So it's pretty interesting what he's doing. Maybe he's kind of going like the Cody route and kind of going, hitting the indies and just going full-blown heel. And
do you think there's the level where the Bullet Club gets too big and turns into the NWO?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not already happened, then
that was
it
to me the
will.
downfall of the NWO was how everybody became a member, and then it was like, okay, who's red, who's black, who's original?
Sure. I mean, I could see that happening, and they've even said that they're aware of that even happening in interviews if you've heard them.
Because there's what 25 plus horsemen over the years, but there was 4 at any
horsemen.
Given time.
No, 20? No.
Not at one time.
No,
but total.
No.
You don't think that there's 20 horsemen?
Maybe a dozen.
No, I could name you a dozen off the top of my head.
Are we talking about like Oli too? Like, is he considered?
Yes. I'm talking about anybody who ever wrestled once under the moniker of the 4 Horsemen, not the 4 Horsemen and B.J. Lawton. Like, if they came down to the ring as the 4 Horsemen and you were with them.
No fucking way. 20?
20.
There's not over 20.
What can we bet? Can we have a bet here? There's
sure. What would you like to bet?
I would like to bet.
It wasn't the 24 Horsemen, Adam.
I would like to bet a 6er.
Okay.
Of the drink of the other's choosing.
You don't drink beer.
I know. That's why I said the drink of the other's choosing.
See, what do you want? Like Bartles and James or fucking
I don't know. Like, maybe I just want to fucking do. I don't know. It's just, I know I'm right. So
all right, so
I'm just picking my prize and trying not to bankrupt
you. All right,
you.
Sure. All right. Okay. 6er. 4 Horsemen. Let's see. Wrestling.
Yeah.
Do.
But I can name your 12 right fucking now if you wanted to. And I don't even know WCW.
All right, but we're not saying like
you've already looked it up and you know that you're wrong.
No, we're not.
It's convenient that now you're changing the rules now that you've already typed it in.
No, because I typed it in and I want to. No, I don't know the total number. I just want to clarify that this does not mean like the Extreme Horsemen, like C.W. Anderson and fucking those guys from ECW.
Here's an example I'll give you. Okay, I consider. Here's how you draw the line. The first War Games 5-on-5 and the second War Games 5-on-5. The first one had the 4 Horsemen and J.J. Dillon. The second one had the 4 Horsemen and War Machine. Okay? They did not say the 4 Horsemen and have all 5 guys fight under that moniker. So it has to be the 4 that counted at any given time.
Right.
And there was a ton.
But there
was
wasn't
Mongo,
over 20.
You're forgetting Benoit and Malenko.
I will never forget Benoit.
And Mongo McMichael.
Oh, I know Mongo.
Fucking Sting was one at one time. Luger, Tully, Flair,
Sid.
Ole, Arn, Sid. I mean, Barry. How many do I have to name?
Including the original 4, and that's also with Ole as their manager. Okay, so there's 5. You got Lex, Barry, Sting, Sid, Paul Roma, Brian Pillman, Chris Benoit, Steve McMichael, Jeff Jarrett, Kurt Hennig, and Dean Malenko. So that is a total of 16. So a little above my 12, a little below your 20. But it's a little closer to my 12. So,
Wait. Can you check the tape on that, Brian? You said that the number is 16, therefore it's closer to your 12 than it is my 20. Again, the number is 16. I know I'm Jewish and great at math and smarter than you.
Well, this is not including
Can you explain to me how 16 is closer to 12 than it is to 20?
Because you went over. This is
you
Price
didn't
of Right rules.
say.
Oh no,
you checked the tape.
You did.
You did not say who goes over. You clearly said in your statement that 12,
I could have said 1.
12 was closer to 16 than my 20.
That's neither here nor there. Let's focus on the fact that you went over in members.
Oh man. Between NWA and WCW, there have been 16. Stike with the fact check. Do you have anything else from Mud Report, or do you want to just do final thoughts?
Yes, there is one that I want to talk about. Alberto Del Rio is returning to the world of MMA.
As long as he's not coming back this way.
Or so he says. I don't know. He's said a lot of things in the past, so who fucking knows? Yeah, and that's all I wanted to say.
Captain Obvious
I just wanted to let you know. I mean, there's a few other ones, but let's get through it.
Alex Carter, Captain Obvious says, Marty the Moth is following him on Instagram now.
He follows us.
He does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucha Underground champ.
So that's why he's Captain Obvious, because he just says that.
Yeah.
Alberto El Paco Kane, CCC.
And I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're not familiar with him, but there's a guy. His name is Punishment Martinez. He was the.
He just got signed.
Yes, he did. Correct. Very good.
I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, he got signed.
I do not know who he is.
He just lost the Ring of Honor television belt to Jeff Cobb, and now he's going to be leaving, going over to WWE. He's a 14-year veteran from the Monster Factory. He was trained over there in Jersey.
Night Stike, hope your daughter's okay.
Yeah, man. But yeah, he's going to be going to NXT. I doubt he's going to be keeping the moniker Punishment. Punishment Martinez. I mean, that's a sweet name, but I don't know. I think Punishment is like they'll probably change it. So
I
don't know.
Look, what do they call him? PM or something really lame.
Yeah.
I love how Rob keeps coming to check in on the studio. Gotta make sure he's not stealing Brian to Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure I'm really insecure. Adam's gonna steal Brian to Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Rob doesn't care. He says.
That's what he says. My final thought. I'm actually excited for the portions of Super Showdown this weekend that are from SmackDown. The AJ Joe and the Daniel Bryan Miz, the consequences that could come out of those two matchups, one being for the belt, one being for the contendership, just have me real excited. A lot could happen, especially when they say that there has to be a winner in the Joe AJ. And I think the final payoff will be feuds between all these guys and maybe even a four-way. So that's what I like. What do you like? What's your final thought?
My final thought is I think Khabib is going to goddamn maul Conor McGregor. I do not think McGregor and his fucking fancy whiskey are going to stand a chance. I've seen this guy Khabib, and hey, I'll admit it. I'm a fair weather MMA fan, UFC fan, but I just don't think when you've made that much money and you've done all that shit, what else is there to fight for? I mean, I know the guy's got a massive ego, but still, Khabib is a goddamn monster.
Oh, you want to be on, Rob?
He still has the... Oh, no, now Vince is on.
What headset are you on?
I'm on this. Now you changed it. Oh, there we are.
The stream's still going. I don't know if it'll end. I accidentally hit the wrong thing because you left it in studio mode after you came over and fixed it.
Yeah, maybe you should learn how to do this program. That would be a big deal.
I did. You came over and changed the settings behind my back and you stole the mouse, and I wasn't paying attention. 3 years?
I
really,
just
Brian, you're going to jump on that? Really, Brian?
What happened? What time is the fucking shitty showdown?
Sunday. Well, it's Saturday.
Sunday. No, yeah, it's Saturday night.
What time?
Saturday. I don't know.
Pretty weird that they're going to have decided to have that the same night.
We're not going to do a post show. We might stream live during it, or
yeah, I think we might be.
I think we might be fucking around. I don't think we're planning on.
We're not doing a podcast.
No, I don't think we're doing a podcast.
No.
Maybe we'll do an emergency podcast if there's something cool.
If something awesome happens in the Miz Bryan or Joe AJ match, I can see us maybe reacting there live. Just a quick little short, holy shit moment if we get one. But shit, I mean, other than that, Taker, one of those other geriatric wrestlers, is gonna have to get the double X and cart it off for real before we'll do a podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just asking. Yeah, I'm sure they were wondering.
Do you have any thoughts because you wanted to be part of this episode here at the end?
No,
Teddy asked on the board. He said, "Why don't you do reaction streams anymore?" We do, don't we?
We did one.
We've done, but it's so much dead air. Yeah, because we are partially watching it.
We did one for Hell in a Cell. The last fucking
but who cares if it's dead air? That's the whole thing. You react to what you fucking react. We're not going to be oohing and eyeing the entire time.
Well, we can't do it to Raw because we're not really watching Raw. We're working on looking at other promotions and figuring out what we want to do that
watching
night.
Real matches.
Putting faces on other faces for me.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the pay-per-views we still do live streams.
Yeah, the
No.
pay-per-views.
This isn't a pay-per-view.
Goddamn pay-per-view.
What is this?
It is kind of a goddamn.
It's a
pay-per-view.
special event.
It's a special event that a Saudi prince didn't pay for.
No.
Ninja, please.
No, Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee paid for it? Wait, this isn't just a trip down under? Somebody paid for this?
I think Leo
Just like
Kruger
the
is gonna
Crown
show up.
Jewel?
I don't know if somebody paid for this or not. I don't know.
Or who is
Whatever happened to the green belt?
Whatever happened to Nathan Jones?
Who?
He went back to jail.
Nathan Jones?
Who?
Did he?
I don't know.
What do they call him? The Booger from Bugaroo?
So Nathan
Something from
Jones.
Bugaroo?
Oh, yeah.
Nathan Jones was booked with Undertaker during the time you weren't watching.
And Taker's wrestling.
I know who he
Holy
is.
shit.
They were booked as a tag team. I can't remember. Was it Kane and Big Show? Whoever the
It was
fuck
around
they're from.
Survivor Series time. And it was around this time.
No, it was WrestleMania.
Yeah,
You're
was,
right.
It was Mania.
You're right.
And Nathan
You're
Jones
right.
got removed. They made it a handicap match, but he still came out and helped Taker.
Yeah.
And Taker won, so it kept his streak alive. The whole thing was weird. It was weird. I don't have anything else to say. Do you?
Nope.
All right, then.
You're welcome.
See you next time. Same smart time, same smart channel.
Catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes. 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 Yes.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.